What's going on, everybody? This is your host, GB, and welcome to another episode of Into the Squared Circle podcast, where we talk about all things pro wrestling. And on this episode, of course, I'll give you guys my top 2 highlights for WWE RAW, WWE Smackdown this past Friday on the USA Network. Also, my top 2 highlights for AEW Dynamite this past Wednesday. Yeah, it was AEW Grand Slam, and I'll give you my thoughts about the show as well. Before I continue, and for watching on YouTube or TikTok, hit the follow, hit the subscribe, drop it out in the comment section down below what's your favorite parts about this show or just in pro wrestling in general. Enjoy the show, my friends. Let's have a little bit of fun. Let's talk about pro wrestling right now. All right, so top 2 highlights for Monday Night Raw. Let's talk about it. The big moment at the very end of Raw. Holy smokes, man. I was on the couch. Man, I was strapped to the couch, man. I was ready to yeet myself, you know what I'm saying? Oh, boy, yeah, baby. You needed some tissue, some lotion, baby. Yeeting time. Because Jey Uso, holy smokes. I think a lot of people didn't see this coming. And no pun intended, coming. Look, man. Jey Uso defeated Braun Breaker. FYI, if you ever heard her, if you've been living under the rock, I mean, you don't give a rat's ass about WWE in general. But Jey Uso defeated Braun Breaker, which I thought was going to be a challenge for Jey. I thought Braun's going to walk away and retain. He's a special human being. He's a special. I can't speak because he's a badass. Hoo, hoo, hoo. Man, I love Braun Breaker, but I'm surprised they took the title off of him. No, I'm not pissed off. I'm not going to go on there whine and bitch and complain. I love Braun Breaker. He's a special human being. He's an athlete. He's a superstar, baby. But Jey Uso, man, he's been trying to get gold for a while, right? My understanding is 13, 14 years since I don't know if he ever won a singles title before. But holy smokes, man. What a match. Those guys beat the living hell out of each other. And come on, that's the top highlight. It was emotional. It was a phenomenal match. Hard-hitting. Slobber knockers, Jim Ross would say. And congrats to Jey Uso, man. That was the top highlight. Of course, the end of Raw was very emotional. Of course, they didn't get a lot of TV time, right? Not a lot of TV time when it comes down to showing him crying, his reaction. They knew the match was coming up quick, and I saw the ref came down. He's like, hey, okay, man, we're going to go off air like any moment. So get in the ring, finish, 1, 2, 3, win. Jey grabs the title, hops out of the ring, goes in the crowd. And barely a TV shot of the pyro celebrating Jey Uso, and it went off here. So I would love to see a little bit more, maybe 30, 40, 50 seconds of television of him emotionally crying in the ring, soaking up the moment. He waited this long to get his singles championship, the Intercontinental Championship, of course, a prestige title. Phenomenal, right? So congrats to Jey Uso, the top highlight for Monday Night Raw. The second one of the night, okay? Highlight number 2, final highlight of Monday Night Raw. The meme that's going around social media, Facebook, X, Twitter, Instagram, the custody of Dom Mysterio between Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley, right? Who's going to get the baby daddy? And WWE is going to make it a reality. Because they're going to put Dom Mysterio in a shark cage, right? They're going to put him in a shark cage. I'm not sure on the stage or above the ring. I'm not sure where they're going to place him at. But it's going to go down, man. And bad blood between Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan. And an intense moment right between both ladies. These both ladies want to get their hands in each other. They want to beat the crap out of each other at bad blood. And you have Dom Mysterio in the shark cage. Oh, boy, doggy. It's got to make the story more interesting. A little bit of spice to it. Little feistiness and bad blood. So I'm looking forward to this women's match because I'm a big fan of Rhea Ripley. She's a badass. Mommy! And Liv Morgan, I mean, she's just, this is an excellent storyline for her. This is the best I've seen her in a while when it comes to the WWE storyline. So I enjoy Liv Morgan in a storyline between this whole love triangle with Dom Mysterio and Rhea Ripley, Judgment Day, and obviously Finn Balor's going to go down to bad blood against Damian Priest, which is going to be a hell of a match. But the women's match specifically, Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan and Dom Mysterio in the shark cage. That is phenomenal. A lot of fans have been asking for this, man. How they're going to do this. Who's going to get custody of Dirty Dom? And that is highlight number 2 of Monday Night Raw.
A few moments later.
All right, so highlight number 1 and 2 for AEW Grand Slam this past Wednesday on TBS. So it was the opening match, a rivalry that's been part of pro wrestling history, like Ring of Honor, between Bryan Danielson versus Nigel McGuinness. Again, I complained about this in the past, a couple days ago, a couple weeks ago, whatever it is, right? I wish this had a nice build. If they're going to have this one more time between Nigel versus Bryan Danielson, I want a nice slow build. And unfortunately, we didn't get that. We got a good Nigel McGuinness, promo the past 2 weeks. We had a nice Ring of Honor package showing the history between both guys. And here we go. This past Wednesday at AEW Grand Slam, Nigel McGuinness come out. And now we're waiting on Bryan Danielson, which we're not sure if he's cleared to wrestle or not. It was in the the advertisement. If he gets cleared, there's no guarantees. So, and this is the first match to kick off the show. So we have the original Bryan Danielson's Flight of Valkyrie, whatever the hell the theme song, and we're waiting for him. And Bryan Danielson never came out. So Nigel McGuinness told the ref, you know what? If he's not coming out, just start counting to 10. Just give this guy a count out and I'll become the new champion. And I don't remember that ever happening when a championship or someone who holds a champion, like if Roman Reigns, if I challenge Roman Reigns, he wrestles, 30 times a year, I want to call him out on Monday Night Raw. And, referee, if he doesn't come out, I'll start counting. Like, when did that ever become a rule, right? Unless the match became official and the wrestler is in the building and he's a chick of shit, doesn't want to come out, then maybe you could do that. But when you're promoting and advertising that Danielson may not show up, I mean, you really don't need to do that. But anyway, who the hell do I know? I'm just a fan. But you know what? Danielson came out under the Europe's, the classic rock band Europe, the Final Countdown. Get the crowd popping, the crowd jumping, singing. And let's talk about the match. A great match. Both of these guys had a little bit of technical skills, of course. Nigel McGuinness, those look good. Physically, his physique looks great. Keeps his body in shape, unlike my beer gut here. But Danielson, man, excellent, right? An excellent technician. I enjoy, I believe it was Nigel McGuinness doing a elbow strikes, and I see, as someone pointed out on social media, like he's like barely touching his face, but he's doing elbow strikes. But it is what it is, right? It's always someone always find a botch, right? But it was a great match, a great solid match on a free television. I hate the word free television because you're still paying for television unless you're streaming it, but you're still paying for internet. You know what? It was a great match for being a non-pay-per-view show. That's what the point I'm trying to get. And you know what? If this is the last time we're going to see both guys in the ring wrestling, I'm happy to see it live on television. And, the great history. And if this is the way to close it up between both guys, and then it's the perfect way for Danielson to end on a sunset. Now, of course, later on the show, we had a contract on the line match. Darby was going to have his championship opportunity contract he's going to put it on the line against Jon Moxley. Now, if Jon Moxley wins, he will take that championship contract opportunity away from Darby Allin. Well, long story short, Jon Moxley defeated Darby Allin. Now, Jon Moxley has his one-way ticket to Wrestle Dream in 2 weeks, I believe, October 10th, up in Seattle for the next pay-per-view in AEW. So we're going to get Moxley versus Danielson. Now, Jon Moxley is a former, right? He is a former AEW World Champion. Keep that in mind. Danielson, he's been teasing. Could this, his reign as a champion, his lengthy career as a wrestler, is that time period coming up? I teased about it. You know, I was hoping Danielson would end his career at All Out here in Chicago. No. Again, Wrestle Dream is going to be in the state of Washington. I think Tacoma, Washington, I'm not mistaken. If you're going to close out your career, why not end in the state, your home state, right? You know, could this be the final match for Danielson? Could Jon Moxley defeat Danielson to become the AEW World Champion? Keep that in mind. Very interesting, folks. I like the where the story's going. A lot of people don't like how Moxley kind of slid his way up to the top spot in AEW, trying to get the world champion. He didn't earn it, but you know, I don't make the rules, right? But he got a hot date with Danielson, Wrestle Dream, and I'll have to wait and see what's going to go down. But overall, AEW Grand Slam to kick off the show, number one highlight. Number two, we've seen the debut of MVP. What the hell he did? He didn't have a diamond cutter. He did this. I don't fucking know. But, you know, MVP, who was released from the WWE earlier this year. The leader of the Hurt Business in the WWE. Now, MVP came out. Now, let's back it up here. We had Prince Nana, whose house, swerve when you drive. And Prince Nana came out to address the future of Swerve Strickland. And he's like, you know what, Swerve, you know, he got his ass handed to, but he's going to come back bigger and better than ever. Well, sure enough, out comes MVP. Just came out like, like, hello, everybody. You know, he came out. He confronted Prince Nana. Big, I mean, you can hear the crowd moaning, like, oh. Well, okay, I won't do that again. You know what, man? MVP came out. And he addressed him like, dude, you're a bad manager for Swerve, blah, blah, blah. He needs a real manager. So MVP whipped out a card, a business card that says Hurt Syndicated. Someone zoomed in on the card. So someone took the time to zoom in to see the actual business card that he took it out of his pocket. Now, on television, you couldn't really see it. So maybe somebody in the crowd zoomed in, but it says Hurt Syndicated. And he told us, go give this to Swerve, Prince Nana. And he turned around and walked away. So, that's interesting, man. That is interesting. MVP? What is this Hurt Syndicated? Is it the Hurt Business 2.0? Could we get Bobby Lashley? Oh, we have to keep our eyes on that as well. Who else? Shelton Benjamin? Woo, doggy. Come on, baby. Will Hobbs. Get Willie Boy! Come on, Will Hobbs will be a great addition to that faction. Man, I'm excited for that, man. I'll have to see how that's going to play out. But MVP made his debut at AEW Grand Slam. All right, let's talk about WWE Smackdown top two highlights. Let's talk about the first one. A little turmoil here between Cody Rhodes and his I guess, dysfunctional best friends, Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. Kevin Owens is still disgruntled, still doesn't want to, you know, be cheerful, be, you know, happy-go-lucky with his buddy Cody Rhodes. Randy Orton, you know, he's like, what the fuck, man? Roman Reigns is jumping the line to go for the title. Like, come on, man. And so there's a little bit of turmoil between Cody and his friends. So we're starting to see a little bit of a turning point between Cody and his best friends. And Randy Orton said it very, very clear. He said it very, very clear a couple weeks ago, if you heard it on SmackDown. You know, at one point, I would love to have that title shot. You know, he's the Viper. Keep that in mind. He talked about that a couple weeks ago. I think it was right before Bash and Burling. He cut that promo. And, man, everyone wants a title. You got Roman wants a title opportunity. You want Kevin Owens, who lost against Cody at Bash and Burling, but he's still, it bothers him. Randy Orton eventually at some point wants the title. So we got 4 guys in the mix here. Cody, Randy, Kevin, and Roman Reigns. Cody has a big X on his back. Cody has a line of guys that want that title, including Solo Sikoa. We cannot forget Solo Sikoa. He's coming for him as well in the title. Cody has a big X. Cody has a big challenge. Yes, Cody after WrestleMania had great matches, but he planted a seed. Now Cody has a challenge. He has a dilemma here. His best friends are slowly, may seem like they could be turning him pretty soon. On top of the bloodline being involved in this mess between Cody and Roman. So we got a big match going down Bad Blood between Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu versus Roman Reigns and Cody. Obviously, this past Friday on SmackDown, you know, Cody teamed up with Kevin. No, I'm sorry, I got that wrong. It was Randy, Kevin Owens, and maybe it was somebody else. I can't remember. But they told at least Kevin Owens told Cody, just don't come down and get involved in the main event. Just stay back here and watch it. Randy told Cody, he's like, dude, you know, you're a big part of this. You're more than welcome to come down. If something goes down, you know, you're more than welcome to come down and intervene. And that's what happened in this match, because it was the Bloodline versus Kevin Owens, Randy Orton. I think it was a 3-man or 2-man tag here. And eventually, Tama Tonga Loa, they got involved. That's where Cody came down to even the score here. Long story short, the other referee was close to the ring ropes. One of the Tongans threw Cody in the ring and actually hit the ref's leg by accident. Long story short, Kevin Owens got pinned by the Bloodline because of Cody accidentally going into the ref. Kevin Owens saw that and he's like, dude, what the fuck, man? And now he's pushing and shoving Cody. Now there's friction. And seeing like Randy Orton's trying to patch it up here, and Kevin Owens and Cody hugged each other at the very end of Raw. So I see where the story's heading. There's going to be some friction between Randy, Kevin, and Cody. Possibly with Solo and Roman be involved in this. So there's a big story here, folks, and I like where it's going. Good stuff. Highlight number 1. There we go. Highlight number 2. It's the future of next Friday on SmackDown. I guess I could do that, right? Because this is my show. I'm looking forward to next Friday. It's a big show. The day before Bad Blood. We have the return of AJ Styles, which I'll put the graphic above me. We're going to have a dumpster match. A returning dumpster match between, who's going to be? Chelsea Green, was it Michin? I know it's a women's match with Chelsea Green involved, and a dumpster match. And yet better, we're going to have a ladder match for the tag team titles between the Tonga Loa and Tama Tonga. Or was it them? I don't know. The Bloodline. The Bloodline versus DIY versus, we got DIY. Shit, I'm drawing a blank here. Well, you get the point. There's a 3-way, tag team ladder match here. And it was the Street Profits. I think it's Street Profits, DIY, and Bloodline. A 3-way tag team ladder match for the tag titles next Friday. So you're going to have ladder match, tag team match style. You're going to have the returning AJ Styles. You're going to get a women's dumpster match on Friday Night SmackDown before a pay-per-view, a premium live event. Holy smokes. That was the highlight, man. It's just a build-up to next Friday. And maybe they announced Roman Reigns will be on there. I'm not sure, but it's the day before the premium live event, so you got to see Roman Reigns to have a go-home show. And they're going to pack SmackDown, man. They're going to pack it and send that son of a bitch out there, and hopefully they'll sell out the crowd tonight. So good shit all around. So there we go, folks. 2 highlights from WWE RAW. 2 highlights from AEW Grand Slam, 2 highlights from WWE Smackdown. Thank you very much for watching on YouTube and TikTok. As always, hit the follow, hit the subscribe. Take the podcast, let's go. Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. All you have to do is type it into the Square Circle Podcast, give me a 5-star review, drop it down in below your thought about this episode right now as you're watching. Until next time, my friends, be safe, happy wrestling.